Plymouth, Chrysler Corporation's #1 car, presents Plymouth Playhouse. Tonight from Hollywood, the London story of A Tale of Two Cities, with Wendell and Wanda Hendrix from the ABC album. Before we raise the curtain on this Dickens classic, with its cast of famous Hollywood stars, let's take a brief look at a man who's heading for stormy weather.
Neither rain, nor snow, nor gloom of night shall save the American motorist from his appointed round. So for all-weather driving, Plymouth gives you a new concept of all-weather visibility. No center post, electric wipers that never slow up, defroster that's full width. And Plymouth 453 introduces a new type windshield, one piece, smoothly curving. In ordinary windshields, sharp curves here allow troublesome distortion. The new Plymouth windshield eliminates this distortion. Plymouth's better visibility is an all-round proposition. Deeper, wider side windows and huge wraparound rear window for Plymouth control tower visibility. Plymouth 453 is a new kind of low-priced car. New from the wheels up, beautifully styled throughout. You'll love the new 53 Plymouth.
And you'll love Plymouth's new lower prices. Get the full story tomorrow from your nearby Plymouth dealer. And be sure to drive the beautiful new 53 Plymouth. Now, Plymouth Playhouse presents Chapter 4 of the ABC album.
Hollywood. Tonight, from the Panorama chapter of the ABC album, we present drama in the classical form. And now, the London story. This is a tale of two cities. London, still recovering from the effects of the revolution in America, and Paris, preparing for its own revolution. Tonight, we will tell the London story. Next week, we will conclude with a Paris story. This is about a handful of people who sought to bring love out of the chaos of bitterness and hate. London, the scene. His Majesty, King George's Court, Old Bailey. The characters by name, a certain Charles Darnay, accused of treason. A witness, Dr. Alexandra Manette, recently reclaimed to life after 18 years of imprisonment in France's infamous Bastille. His daughter, Lucy. One Mr. Stryver, counselor at law. And the noblest wastrel of them all, Sidney Carton.
Silence!
Silence, driver. Let's get at it.
Driver.
Turn to me if the boy gets too hazardous for you.
My lord, with your permission, I shall call Miss Lucy Manette to the stand. Miss Lucy Manette. Miss Manette, look for the prisoner. Have you ever seen the prisoner before, Miss Manette?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Aboard a packet ship that brought my father and myself to these shores from France. My father had just been released from the Bastille.
Under what circumstances did you meet the prisoner?
When he came aboard, he noticed that my father was not well, and the gentleman offered.
You mean the prisoner?
The prisoner offered to help me in any way he could.
There was nothing suspicious about his actions or his manner then. Nothing to suggest that he might be a spy in the affair of France.
Quite on the contrary. He always spoke of France with distaste. And in his manner, he was as open in his confidence to me as he was good and kind to my father. I only hope I do not repay him by doing him any harm today.
Miss Manette, if the prisoner doesn't fully understand that the testimony you give is your duty to give, which you must give, which you cannot escape from giving, with great unwillingness perhaps, then he is the only one present here now of that condition. You may proceed, Mr. Driver.
I have nothing more to ask of Miss Manette. Dr. Alexander Manette.
Dr. Alexander Manette.
Dr. Manette, look at the prisoner. Can you identify him as your fellow passenger aboard the packet ship or testify regarding his conversation with your daughter?
I can do neither.
Is there any particular or special reason for your being unable to do either?
Yes, there is.
Has it been your misfortune to undergo a long imprisonment without trial or even accusation in your native country, Dr. Manette?
A long imprisonment.
Were you newly released from the Bastille on the occasion in question?
So they tell me.
You have no remembrance of the occasion?
None.
That would be all. Thank you, Dr. Manette. Mr. Darley, would you be good enough to copy this first line for me? Thank you. That will be sufficient. And now, will your lordship be so good as to compare the prisoner's handwriting with that on this paper? Do these handwritings seem to you to be similar, my lord?
Not particularly.
Thank you, my lord. Perhaps the jury will consider them in that light also. John Bartlett will be.
To John Bartlett.
Bartlett, it is on your testimony that the greater part of the accusation against the prisoner rests. It hinges primarily on your sworn statement to the effect that you saw the prisoner hand this information regarding the conduct of our war with the American colonies to a French agent. Is that right?
That is right.
The French agent, if I may recapitulate, was later caught with this information on his person. However, on close examination, both the lord here and the jury have expressed a doubt that the handwriting is indeed the prisoner's. Therefore, Mr. Bartlett, your testimony alone can convict the prisoner. Is that not so?
I expect it is.
May I ask, then, had you ever seen the prisoner previous to that night?
No.
And yet you're quite sure that it was the prisoner?
Quite sure.
Even though it was night, and you were some distance away?
Even so.
You could not have been mistaken.
Hardly.
Then tell me this, Mr. Bartlett. Have you ever seen anybody very like the prisoner?
Not so much that he could be mistaken for him.
Then look well upon this gentleman, my learned friend here. And then look well upon the prisoner. How say you? Are they very much alike? Like enough to be mistaken in the night from a distance?
Well, they are alike.
Silence! Silence in the court!
Gentlemen of the jury, do you wish to retire to form a verdict?
My lord, we have reached a verdict.
The prisoner is acquitted.
Miss Manette.
Thank you, sir. I feel better now, Father. May we go home?
Jerry, Get a coach for Dr. Manette and Miss Manette.
Dr. Manette, Miss Manette, what can I say to thank you for?
Nothing. It is sufficient for us to know that you are free.
For me to know that my testimony has done you no harm.
Oh, but well worth it. Although it pained me to see them, Miss Manette, your tears would have made quartering itself endurable.
Your coach, Dr. Manette.
Gentlemen, adieu. For my daughter and myself, may I extend to you the hospitality of our home?
Thank you.
Good day.
Well, Darley, we seem to have brought you off with honor, eh? You look faint, sir. Why don't you dine? Carton here will show you to the nearest tavern, and I'll meet you there directly. How say you, sir?
I should like that if Mr. Carton has no objections.
If you pay for the port, it's all the same with me. Tell me, Mr. Darnay, how does it feel to be sitting here a free man?
Well, I must admit I feel much mended and part of this world once again.
I expect you do. As for myself, I prefer to forget I belong to it. The world holds little good for me, except wine like this, or I for it. So you see, we're not much alike in that respect. Indeed, I don't think we're much alike at all, no matter what the jurors thought. What are you waiting for? Why don't you give your toast?
What toast?
It's on the tip of your tongue. Why don't you give it?
Very well. To Miss Manette.
Miss Manette. There's a sweet young lady to be pitied by and wept for by him. Tell me, Mr. Darnay, how does it feel? Is it worth having your life on trial to be the object of such sympathy and such compassion?
If you'll forgive me, Mr. Carton, I'm very tired.
You think I'm drunk, eh?
I think you've been drinking.
Think you know I've been drinking. After all, you said you'd pay for it.
And I shall.
The entire reckoning?
Yes.
Good. Bring another bottle of wine. Wake me at 10 o'clock.
Good night, Mr. Carton.
Sleep, Sidney?
Yeah. Oh, of course not. You're late.
What happened to Darley? Didn't you hit him off?
We did not. I don't particularly like him.
Oh, why not?
Why should I particularly like a man who resembles me? When I look at him, I see what I might have been. And if I were, well, she might have looked at me with... Now, don't ask me why I don't particularly like him. I'll be forced in plain words to tell you that I hate the fellow.
You had too much wine, Sidney.
I've not had enough.
I'll buy you another bottle. I owe you much for the day's work. You were very sound in the matter of those Crown witnesses today. Every question told.
I'm always sound, am I not?
Oh, yes, of course, of course. The same old Sidney Carton of Tewkesbury School. Up 1 minute, down the next.
Yes, the same old Sidney Carton. The same rotten luck. Even then, I did exercises for other boys. Seldom did my own.
But why, Sidney?
God knows. My way, I suppose. Oh, drink with me, will you?
Shall we drink to our pretty witness of today?
What pretty witness?
Why, Miss Manette.
Why the blazes is everyone so concerned with her all of a sudden?
Aren't you, Sidney? I rather thought you were quick to see what happened to her when she fainted in court.
Quick, my dear Stryver. If a girl swoons within the yard of a man's nose, you can hardly help but notice what happened to her. Let's have an end of it. Had enough of witnesses and clients for today and tonight. We must drink to something. Well, let's drink. Drink.
Back to A Tale of Two Cities in a minute. But first, a problem and a solution.
It's an age-old problem with a two-door car. Should you wait outside to let rear seat passengers in first, or... better wait inside. But then if you... Wow. Don't bother prettying up, Ma, because when they get out... Yep, same story. But you know there's a way to get rid of that dilemma. The new 1953 Plymouth brings you a brand new idea in divided seats. A 1/3, 2/3 division. Same clearance getting in and out. And much more convenient up front. The easy exit seat, standard on all Plymouth two-door models. Just one of many new convenience features in the beautifully different 1953 Plymouth. First car in the low-price field to bring you the luxury of a truly balanced ride. See the new 53 Plymouth.
And say, there's good news about Plymouth prices. They're substantially reduced on the whole line. All 9 body types. So now, more than ever, Plymouth is your best car buy in the lowest price field. If you're in the market for a new car, be sure and visit your nearby Plymouth dealer.
Is this the home of Dr. Manette?
It is. Oh, Mr. Carton, do come in. We thought you'd forgotten our send-out invitation.
Well, I've been occupied with legal matters.
Oh, yes, with Mr. Stryver. And Mr. Carton is in a solicitor's office, Miss Cross.
Well, nobody would know it.
Is Miss Manette at home?
Yes, indeed, she is. She's out in the garden with Mr. Darley. Do you play backgammon, Mr. Carton?
What? If you wish, sir.
I haven't spoken to Lucy yet. You must know first.
You seek no promise from me, then?
None. However, may I ask, sir, if you think that she is...
Sought by any other suitor?
That's what I meant to say.
Well, you've seen Mr. Carton here. She finds his company pleasant, I know. Beyond that, I cannot say. My daughter Lucy is in this one respect a mystery to me. I can make no guess at the state of her heart. But I promise you that if she were to tell me that you were essential to her happiness, I will give her to you.
Thank you, sir. Your confidence in me ought to be returned with full confidence on my part. My present name, though but slightly changed from my mother's, is not my own. My true name is Evermond.
Evermond? No.
Charles Evermond, the nephew of the Marquis d'Evremond, the man responsible for your long and unjust imprisonment in the Bastille.
Evermond.
I have not told Lucy. However, I could not in good conscience ask for the hand of your daughter and yet withhold that secret. I divorced myself from tyranny and oppression by the aristocrats when I ventured to England. I want nothing more than to be with your daughter. If you should desire me to withdraw, I shall quite understand.
No, Charles. There was a time when I sought vengeance, when I dreamt of nothing else. But the happiness I have known with Lucy has taught me compassion. Therefore, if she should love you, if your suit should prosper, she is yours. I expect her back directly. Please leave me now.
Well, what did you expect? You've been coming here low these many months, and to what avail? Either you busy yourself talking with the likes of me, or playing at backgammon with Dr. Manette, or you sit woodenly in the background while my ladybird is being enchanted by Mr. Darnay. Not once have you pressed your suit for her attention.
My dear Miss Frost, why should I seek what cannot be mine?
Why do you say cannot? You can mend your ways. Smell not so much of port, perhaps. Be not always so disreputably attired. Go into some solid business.
Thank you for your solicitude, Miss Frost. God love you, I'm flattered by it, even touched. But I fear me it's much too late for all
Miss Frost. Oh, hello, Carton.
that. No, darling.
Miss Frost, Miss Manette has accepted my proposal of marriage, and Dr. Manette has given us his blessing.
What? My ladybird to be married? What now? Married?
Miss Frost, do you hold me in such disfavor?
Oh, no. But I must adjust myself to it. You see, I've looked after her for more than 10 years. I must adjust myself. If you'll excuse me.
Of course. Well, have you nothing to say to me either?
What would you have me say? That I'm happy for you? I wish you long life and happiness? But I've long considered you the only man fit to take Miss Manette's hand? Forgive me, I must pay my respects to Dr. Manette.
But are you unhappy, Father?
No, my child. Why do you ask?
You seem troubled, as though you were carrying some terrible secret. What transpired between Charles and you? Look, if there's something wrong, I'd pray tell me, because I wouldn't be happy if I knew that my marriage saddened you or in any way brought back any of the loneliness that you knew in prison. I'd just as soon not marry Charles, however much I love him.
My child. Charles is everything I ever wanted for a son. And indeed the happiest and most blessed of men.
Thank you, Father.
Mr. Darley,
Yes?
I've been hasty with you and ill-tempered, and I regret it.
You need not.
But I do. What's more, I wish that we might be friends.
If you wish it, we may.
I do, most fervently.
Then it is done.
Aren't you going to wish me happiness, too?
Of course, Lucy. I wish you happiness, and I wish you joy.
Thank you, Sidney. But don't be so grim about it. You really are happy for us, aren't you?
Of course. Well, one request. After your marriage, may I ask that I may be permitted to come and go here on occasion?
What question?
Of course. You needn't have asked.
I shan't abuse the privilege, but this house and its occupants have brought me a kind of comfort, a kind of happiness that I've never known before. I shouldn't like to lose it entirely.
And you shall not.
Most certainly not. Dear Sidney.
Thank you.
Charles, we found such happiness together. What a pity that Sidney can leave.
Yes. What a pity.
In the 9 years that followed Lucy Manette's marriage to Charles Darnay, Sidney Carton came and went, claiming his privilege of coming and going uninvited. He came oftener after little Lucy was born. Meanwhile, far from London, in the oppressed and long-suffering city of Paris, an explosion took place that fateful day in mid-July of 1789, when the dread Bastille fell. On that day, the whole nation took on the color and smell of death. And as the guillotine began its fearful work of emptying the rolling carts, faint echoes carried themselves back to London.
My lady, but listen to me. This is madness. You cannot go. What can I do with her? Oh, you cannot.
Please, Ross, stop following me about and do as I tell you. I made up my mind we're going to France.
That dreadful country, we'll all be murdered in our beds.
I suppose you're right, dear Cross. Charles is my husband. After 9 years of happy marriage, I wouldn't be much of a wife if I wasn't with him at this hour. But I couldn't expect the same of you.
What? You'd leave me here alone? What now? Oh, what now? Oh, Mr. Carton, thank heaven you're here in time to stop her.
Stop her from what?
I'm going to Paris to be with Charles.
Charles is in Paris.
He's under arrest. He goes on trial next week for his life.
Why did he go to Paris?
He had to, Sidney. The life of an old servant depended upon his testimony before the tribunal. Now, I didn't know it before, but Charles is the Marquis d'Evremont.
Charles is an aristocrat? That's even worse.
Worse than you know. The minute Father heard, he went straight to Paris. Here's a letter from him.
And you're going to Paris and take the child with you?
Yes.
Lucy, you can't. It's too great a risk.
I'm sorry, Sidney, but I must.
Then I'll go with you.
Why?
Because I must.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
In a moment, a word about next week's program. Know what this means? Sure, it means stop, but for a lot of people, it also means shift gears. The same with this one, a traffic light. But Plymouth has a new feature that lets you drive without shifting. High drive. With Plymouth High Drive, you just put her in high and drive. It's a real convenience, especially in heavy traffic. No trouble at all at signs like these, because when you stop at a traffic light, you don't have to shift. Come to a steep hill, you don't have to shift. Stop sign, you don't have to shift. And you always have plenty of pickup. Fast acceleration. High drive is the newest, smoothest way to drive without shifting. And the least expensive in the lowest price field. It's available on any 53 model Plymouth.
It seemed then to Sidney Carton as they left London that a great shadow fell upon them. From a distance, growing ever stronger, came the sound of tumbrils in the cobbled streets of Paris. He prayed to heaven that he might keep Lucy Darnay safe in the midst of those sounds and sights. For they were headlong, mad, and dangerous. And they were growing. Growing, growing, growing. This is your host, Whit Bissell, inviting you to return to the all-live production of the Paris Story on the ABC album next week.
Plymouth, Chrysler Corporation's #1 car.